Hi everyone, I'm finally back with another video. I hope you're all doing well and you survived the horrible windstorms. We were blessed. We lost a couple of tree branches and 2 tomato plants, but the house stayed together. I've lived in Colorado all my life and I don't think I've ever seen a windstorm like that. It's quite the thing. So here's the card we're going to make today. This is actually a card that I had prepared and was going to teach right before we had to shut everything down and I couldn't have classes. So all the stamps and everything, I'm unfortunately are retired, but we're going to go ahead and do this. And I kind of like the card. It's a little bit different than what we've done in the past. So it actually doesn't have your normal folded card base. It just has the flap on the front and then your greeting is on the inside. So in your packet, you will get several things. First off will be a half a sheet or a quarter of a sheet of Melon Mambo. This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and everything is going to be built upon that. You will get a quarter sheet of designer series paper, and each packet might have a different one. I only had a limited amount of paper, so some of the designs will be different. But this one is 4 1/4 by 5. You also have your strip that we're going to build to make all our stamps on. And this one is 2 inches by 11, and it's scored in 5 1/2, and then it opens like this. You'll get a small piece of Whisper White, which is 2 by 5, and this is what we'll be doing our inside greeting. You will have a piece of designer series paper. Again, these patterns will vary, and again, it is 2 by 5. And you will also have a small sheet of Whisper White, which I need to grab one real quick so you can stamp your greeting on. Something like this, okay? So to start off with, we're going to do all of our stamping first. We'll be using Melon Mambo ink. This is a simple birthday card greeting that I am using. We'll stamp the inside part first, kind of up towards the top. It says another sensational year of you. Your little greeting for the front is just a happy birthday. And I'll stamp it in about the center. And this is going to be punched out with a punch, but I'm going to let it sit and dry for a moment. And then for our envelope, we will be doing a nice big lily pad. And that is it for our stamping. Close up the ink pad so there'll be no accidents. I'll take my punch. This is called the Timeless Label Punch. It is in the new catalog still. It carried forward, which is always a good thing for me because I don't have to try and sell so much of my stuff. And I'm just going to center this as best I can and get it straight and punch it out. Okay, we are now ready to assemble. This is a pretty quick card. It's just a little bit different than what we've ever done before. So you will take your single sheet of Melon Mambo. We are going to glue the back side of this longer strip to this Melon Mambo piece. And I'm going to use my old standby, the mono glue, but this one is just about empty. So it doesn't really want to come out, but let's see what happens. Come on. Should have got another one out, I guess. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to put this about a quarter. I'm going to do it sideways. It's just easier for me to center. About a 1/4 of an inch from the top. And try to center it from left to right. Okay, and I'll give that a good rub down. Now you will take your piece of designer series paper, and we're going to put that on over the top of this. Excuse the phone ringing. Apologize, I had to go catch the phone real quick, like I need to unplug that, I guess, before I start. So then you're going to put this down, you're going to put it right below that, the score line of your long, narrow piece, so that it's going to cover the back side of that piece. And then what I should have probably done first is to put this on. So this is our designer series paper, and we're going to put that to the front. And I would suggest you do that before you glue it down. I wasn't thinking. And I'm using the opposite side of this paper for the contrast. And we will just put this down, again, trying to center it. Okay, now we have our piece that we have our inside greeting on. So the easiest way to do this is to open this flap up, put your adhesive on the back of your white piece, and then put it on your base and just kind of center it, and you have your sides of your flap, and you can just kind of use that as your guide for where you want to place this. The goal is to make sure that when you close this, there's no white showing around anywhere. Okay, and so when you get this down, this gives you your signature spot. If you would like to do more writing, you could also put a white piece up here and have more room for writing. Personally, I just usually sign my cards, but you do have that option. Okay, you also have in your packet a little cutout lily, like so, and a solid yellow one. So what we're going to do is we're going to place the cutout part over the solid yellow. Now I have put on the back the sticky sheet, so it makes it a little bit easier for you to adhere that without having to try to put glue on such tiny little pieces. So you'll just peel that off, and then we're going to line it up with our yellow piece. And it's pretty close match. It's not point on, but it's pretty close. So you just put it on there. Whoops. Helps if you use the right side, sticky side down. Put it on there, line it up, and when you have it lined where you want it, give it a good press or rub to make sure that you have it on there. Okay? Now for this, we are going to use our trusty dimensionals, and I put about 4 of them just because I wanted to make sure that it stayed on my card. And I will take my pokey tool. Take all the backings off. Missed one. And we'll place this in the lower portion of your card. Okay. Then we have our small piece of ribbon. And once again, I left my ribbon scissors here. I'll be right back. The easiest way to put your ribbon down, for me, I found I happen to have double-sided sticky tape, and I just put a little bit about where I think I want my ribbon to be. Rub it down. Pull off the backing. Take my ribbon and kind of lay it across. I like to put the tape across because that gives it a good, strong base. And then I'm just going to trim that off because I don't want it to be quite so long. Again, I will use dimensionals on my greeting piece. As you can see, I've stamped this one twice. I had a boo-boo, so we're just gonna. I put one at top and bottom so that the ribbon kind of runs through the center part of this greeting. Take the backing off. And we will be sticking this down. Go ahead and get that very straight, but it looks like I purposely stamped it on an angle. And put it down like that, okay? So there is basically our card with the exception of putting on our bling. So I have 3 rhinestones in here. If I can get them out, there we go. You can place them wherever you want. I kind of did them up here at the top, but you can do them wherever. Just keeping in mind to try and do your little rectangle pattern if you can. Oops. Third one doesn't want to come off. There we go. And there we are. There's this card. Very quick, simple. Didn't take us very long at all. Check out my blog at simplylovestamping.com for the instructions on this, all the measurements. And let me know by email at suaddicted@gmail.com if you want to have a packet. These packets are already cut and pretty much ready to go, so I can have them to you pretty quickly. So just let me know and I will get something out for you. I hope you all have a great day and God bless each and every one of you.